That was my measuring joke.
Took a minute. It took 1 minute, just so you know.
Flight versus invisibility. Interesting topic. At one point or another, everyone who has ever been married has asked the question, do I jump off the roof and hope for the best? Or do I just sit here, shut my mouth, and try to fade into the woodwork? And that brings us to our debate, a question married couples everywhere have asked themselves at one time or another, what would work better for me? Flight or invisibility? Now we all know humanity's great question, why am I here? It has fueled so many mediocre, overpraised early Woody Allen bits. Especially the ones where he takes a common philosophical term and then mixes it with a commonplace object. I felt like kicking a guy buying roller skates. It's so incredibly difficult to do. It would take a child of nearly 5 to write those. But enough about the grotesquely overpraised in a small geographical area. Back to our argument. We all know humanity's great question, why am I here? Flight versus ability should be seen as its inevitable follow-up. Now that I'm here, what's a good place to get the fuck out? When it comes to this dilemma, it's important to remember that they are both, in their own way, attainable. If you want to fly, get on a plane. If you want to be invisible, walk around a sorority party wearing a t-shirt tucked into cargo shorts. But as Randy Newman would say, that's not what I'm talking about, that's not what I'm talking about, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm a baby boomer. I love when people make fun of people older than them. It's like mocking the guy in front of you on the conveyor belt. Time's not gonna happen to this guy. What happens is over time you get choosier and choosier and choosier about the photos of yourself, and then finally you just go, well, fuck, I guess I look like that now. Over time, God in His wisdom turns us all into a simulacrum of our favorite shoes. But this is Comic-Con week, and we're talking about real flight and real invisibility. And each has its obvious benefits. Invisibility, obviously, gives you the ability to play world-class pranks on babies. Flying lets you see the world as a bird does, and, like a bird, lets you shit on cars with impunity. Both valuable things. And I can hear you now, yeah, but that's not what we'd use those gifts for. Surely if humanity was given the ability to fly or to vanish from sight, we would use them to a much greater purpose. You know, like we've done with no other advancement ever. Advances in technology and science do not improve us, they only further reveal us. Let us look at the oh-so-ironically named smartphone. What was the smartphone supposed to do? Make communication faster, easier, quicker. Put the world at our fingertips, and through effortless exposure to boundless information, we as a people would come together. It would unify us through constant exposure to our common humanity. And so it did. Just go on Twitter and look how deeply unified smartphones have made us. Last week I posted the following: hurricanes are bad. I'm just putting this here to watch it turn into an argument. It did. It would only take one anti-kitten blinding tiny ghost tweet to reveal the vast number of pro-kitten blinding tiny ghost supporters we have in this country. But not everybody who uses their smartphone is just owning it to have a knee-jerk cyber reaction and thoughtlessly fall back into their own socio-cultural groupthink readout. Many took a break and used it to pop off a photo of their cock, so they would have something anonymous to send to the neighbor lady. Just as a sidebar, if you want to make the world a better place, stop taking and sending photos of your junk. No one wants to see them. It would be as if your girlfriend sent you a photo of her feelings. You just wouldn't know what to do with it. If you want to see the nature of smartphones, look at the size of their device. When they first came out, they were a little bulky, about the size of a deck of cards, and then, because of advances in technology, they became smaller and smaller and smaller, until they realized that you could watch porn on them, and then they get bigger and bigger. And now they're back to the size of Pop-Tarts. If you could fly, looking at who humanity is, wouldn't this drive you to think, can I just stay up here a little bit longer? Please. So let's say that faced with this, you were given the choice between flight and invisibility. Which would you choose? How would invisibility help you? It would allow you to move among this repulsive horde with greater impunity. Oh, sure. Maybe you would be able to discourage someone. Maybe you could see some human behavior that someone is actually ashamed of. Oh, joy. Now, if you could make everyone else invisible. So the argument of what human beings would do with either of these gifts, I feel, is off the table, contrary to what Janeane said, but we're old and talk in our own way. We go out back and smoke jazz cigarettes.
Dana, I'm 43 years old.
Well, everything you say is true. Granting human beings the power of bird-like flight would result in you-know-what all over the place. And invisibility would result in nothing except the fact that most women would start taking baths and showers in full tuxedos. Let's look at the unfairness of invisibility as a gift to superheroes. Why is Superman so powerful and Wonder Woman's big skill is that she can become invisible? So the man can beat everybody up, and when the woman gets in trouble, it's okay, she can just vanish and no one sees her. And yet you all went to see that movie as if it was positive. In the world of comics, it's a much different thing, and here flight wins hands down. It's honestly not even a contest. For example, if a superhero had the power of invisibility, I'm going to say that again. Can we go back? Can we go back? You want me to banana? I'll banana in. For example, I say that all the time, even in my car. For example, if a superhero had the power of invisibility, what an exciting thing to watch. How would you know if he was beating someone up or if that person was simply having a seizure? At its best, it would be like watching someone have a seizure and rooting for the epilepsy. And what would the equivalent of look up in the sky be? Look, over there, it's nothing! And I have to say this because the opportunity presents itself, but this is not my joke. I saw it on a meme. But I do want to share it with you. The first two people who thought Superman was a bird or a plane, what's all the excitement about? Here's another one. You know in King Kong, when he's on Broadway and they open up the curtains and Kong is there, and then they start taking pictures of him and he goes crazy and breaks loose and escapes? If he didn't escape, what was the show? What if Superman could fly but could only get about 3 feet off the ground? How annoying would that be? Flight and invisibility are each other's opposite. One is about exerting dominance, begging for attention. I'm above you. I'm higher than you. I'm better than you. That's why when Mr. Humility himself, Jesus Christ, flew, and he could fly, but it made him so self-conscious, he would only do it draped and covered in fluffy, flowing white robes, giving birth to the ancient children's story, Ishmael, the cloud that healed a leper. But flight is an action. I know, too soon. But flight is about action, and as such appeals to the American sense of adventure. And to prove its obvious preeminence as the desirable superpower, I will give you the exception that proves the rule. Our very own demented orangutan of a leader, who soars high above us all, and as such, makes us all wish we were invisible.